As another piece of our core curriculum for the Master of Divinity program, we have a course, it's named NT 311. It's called General Epistles and Revelation. Well, the general epistles are Hebrews through Jude. Plus, of course, we have Revelation. So it's taking that final part of the New Testament canon, and we try in that course to introduce students to every part of that piece of canon. Our idea here is one of our programs, one of our purposes is to train pastors. And we're also training others who are going to function in some broader ministerial capacity of sharing the gospel. Well, you ought to know something about the whole Bible, not just have complete gaps when you're hitting something like the book of Hebrews. So we introduce people to some of the theological themes of Hebrews. For instance, many of you people who've just read the Bible will know one of the things about Hebrews is Christ as the great high priest, fulfilling the high priesthood in the sacrificial system of the Old Testament. So the course is going to introduce you to what Hebrews is doing, how it's thinking about that kind of thing, how it's using the Old Testament, issues related to that, and sometimes issues relating to difficult passages. There are some classic passages in Hebrews that make people kind of scratch their heads that have been controversial passages. Same thing goes for James. Same thing goes for 1st and 2nd Peter. James has a classic passage in James 2, a lot of people know about, where he says man is justified by works and not by faith in itself. Well, does that contradict what Paul says in Galatians and in Romans about justification by faith alone? We believe it does not. God is consistent with himself. You got to look at what James means. You got to look at the context and understand he means something a little different by his language of justification. He means something a little different by his language of faith even, because the demons believe. Right? That's not Pauline faith. So it's that kind of thing that gets discussed. Then we also deal with Revelation. And actually, this course is typically split. We split it between two professors. I teach the Revelation part. I'm really excited about it, partly because I think many people are afraid of the book of Revelation. They think either I can't understand it or they're trying to puzzle it out. And I don't believe it's a puzzle book. I believe it's a picture book. Its message is accessible, believe it or not. It's accessible, I believe, to an ordinary Christian, that God rules history and he will bring it to its consummation in Christ. So I tried to teach people to approach the book looking for those major things that are obvious rather than right away getting bogged down in the details. And I believe that way you can find out that the book of Revelation is, in fact, a very relevant book. It's relevant to spiritual warfare. It's relevant to Christian hope. That should be pretty obvious, right? If it is for this world only, for this life only, that Christ has given us hope, we of all men are most to be pitied, Paul says. And it's true, right? We have a promise that goes beyond our living in this world. Revelation is partly about that. Revelation is about God. It's about the glory of God, the majesty of God, the power of God, and the inevitability of his bringing his work of salvation to its consummation through Jesus Christ. It's a glorious book when you understand what it's really about.